Today, I'm going to introduce a topic that I think a lot of people watching this are interested in or have heard of. And I never really looked into it until now. And the topic is energy clearing, energy grounding, and related letting go of negative emotions. Okay. So, energy clearing, energy grounding, and letting go of negative emotions. Um, it's interesting that I never looked into it because I guess, even though I've been working with clients who are spiritually oriented and I would say new age woo-woo clients, right, since 2009 when I started my business, I've been working with sort of spiritual clients of all kinds and people of all kinds of spirituality, I should say. But many of them are into energy clearing. So I've been hearing about energy clearing grounding even longer than that, right? And I just kind of and maybe you too, I don't know if you can let me know your thoughts below. I just kind of like vibed with the idea without ever looking into it. Like, oh yeah, energy clearing. Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, that sounds right. We clear our energies, whatever that means. Right? It's like and so that for decades really I've just, oh yeah, let's clear our energy, oh yeah, let's ground ourselves, whatever. And then ground ourselves, what does that mean, right? Like you don't learn this in school, you just kind of like hear it from the culture and go, oh yeah, that sounds right. But I'm making light of it, even though some of you literally have studied it. Like some of you have literally read books about it, gotten certifications, even like in this kind of modalities and whatever. I've gotten zero. I've not taken a single class ever on energy clearing or grounding. Maybe I have. Who knows? I've been a Burning Man, so probably have gotten some of this. And I have had many New Age friends in my life, but I've never officially looked into it because anyway, I never thought I needed to. I just lived my life and yeah, it sounds cool. Energy clearing. Oh, I always assumed it meant, oh, you mean just like feeling good, right? Like, stop feeling badly or try to clear away the bad feelings and feel good, feel light so that we can be more productive and have better relationships. And so that's what I always thought it meant, right? And so interestingly, in, I don't know, 2015, 2014, somewhere around that time, I started doing a practice that I eventually called the energy reboot. And you all probably, some of you have heard me talk about this for years. Energy reboot, energy reboot. In fact, do this experiment for me. Go to Google or ChatGPT and search, tell me what is the energy reboot and tell me who is associated with teaching the energy reboot. Give it a try right now. Google energy reboot and tell me what you find. Because as of the last few years that I've tried this, all right, so I've got some live participants here and did the experiment. And energy reboot, if you Google it or ChatGPT it, I usually show up on the first page of results for somebody who has no effing idea what energy means and who just came up with it's like I'm like, well, I work at the computer all the time, and I know that if you haven't rebooted your computer, and by the way, little tech tip here, when was the last time you rebooted your computer? Right? Because have you noticed that once you reboot your computer, it used to take, back in the day, right? It just took like 3 minutes to reboot the computer, right? Or 5 minutes or whatever, right? Nowadays it takes, yeah, maybe 30 seconds to reboot the computer. Well, my energy reboot, the George Cow energy reboot, also takes between 30 seconds and 3 minutes, depending on how in depth you want to go. And also, similarly to the computer reboot, it also makes things faster and clearer and just more light going forward. And so that's how I came up with the term. I'm like, energy, that sounds cool, groovy. And lots of my clients use that term, so I'll use it too. I'm trying to be market sensitive here, market aligned. And I'll use the word reboot because I reboot my computer. And so that's how those two words came together. And so literally, I've been doing this practice, and you can look it up, Google it, ChatGPT it. What is George Cow's energy reboot? And it'll explain it to you. But it's essentially breathing while you are holding your hands to your heart and then to your gut, and then doing a stretch, and then imagining divine presence with you. But when you're breathing, you are practicing gratitude and practicing trust, practicing surrender, and practicing an intention for some kind of value or virtue that you are holding in your awareness today. Could be courage, could be, um, you know, patience, could be joy, could be curiosity, could be whatever virtue that you want to focus on for the day. You kind of that's all part of the practice. Not all jumbled. It's like there's various steps, and each step you focus on a particular um, gratitude or trust or something like that. Okay, so I started it, and then in whatever the year was, and then at least 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago now, and then I did that for a couple years. It's really transformational, but otherwise I wouldn't keep talking about it. It really changed my life to do it on a regular basis, several times a day. I always say the purpose of energy reboot, you don't have to reboot your computer several times a day. Reboot it probably twice a week if you can, right? But rebooting energy, I do it several times a day, and not even a day, several times an hour during my working day. Now, I'm not literally in the evening when I'm, with my wife. I'm like, hold up, I'm gonna do my energy reboot now. No, I don't do that. But just during the working day when I'm by myself, um, no one's around. It's not going to be weird or embarrassing to do my energy reboot. I do that several times an hour, and so I did that for the first energy reboot one. I did for years, life changing. And eventually I started experimenting, and I started experimenting with a different one. And did Energy Reboot 2. So you might want to look that up. Energy Reboot 2. I've written an article about each one. Energy Reboot 2 is kind of slightly different. It's more about focusing on gratitude primarily, but focusing on gratitude for being brought here to this moment, and focusing on gratitude for what's to come. And then also focusing on particular value or virtue we're intending for today, and knowing that the divine presence is here with us. So Energy Reboot 2, I did it for several more years. Life-changing, amazing, really, really helpful. Has had palpable effects on my business. That's it's not only on my physical health, emotional health, mental health, but effects on my business, I think, because obviously if your mental health is good, your emotional health is good, your physical health is better, it obviously affects your business, right? So and then Energy Reboot 3, I wrote an article about that. It was a little bit weird. It was a little bit of a side quest where I was kind of talking about like quick breaths and quick, like 1 second, 2 second check-ins throughout the day, having an anchor point, like looking out the window or something like that, or just looking across the room. So Energy Reboot 3, I felt like was not, anyway, you can look it up and see. And finally, more recently, I introduced Energy Reboot 4. And Energy Reboot 4, I haven't written an article, but I have made a YouTube video on my personal YouTube channel demonstrating Energy Reboot 4. And Energy Reboot 4, I'm doing now for 6 months, maybe close to a year. I don't remember now. I gotta be better historian about this stuff. But it started in 2024. And it is wonderful because Energy Reboot 4, it combines physical exercise along with intentional spiritual grounding, that kind of stuff. So anyway, the reason I explain all this is because of the request from some of my Soul Gym members to discuss energy clearing, energy grounding. I said, okay, I'm going to look into it. And nowadays, of course, with AI, it is super easy to study any topic instead of going, oh, okay, I got to go to the library and get books, or I got to download Kindle books or whatever and read articles and watch videos. I talked to AI about it for 2 weeks and every day, just a few minutes, right? Like I'm lazy. So every day I'm just talking about energy clearing for like 2-3 minutes. AI, all right, give me a couple more ideas about energy clearing. Okay, let's update our document. So over the past 2 weeks, I have been working with Google Gemini, a Canvas, which is basically Google Gemini is putting together a document for me based on our conversations. I kept asking it to give me more ideas, more ideas, more ideas about energy clearing, grounding, and letting go of negative emotions, and put together this document. And I have given you the document below this video or above this video, wherever this is showing up. But there's a document link somewhere, and it is a summary. It's kind of a long summary, but it is kind of a multidisciplinary summary of energy clearing, energy grounding, and letting go of negative emotions, covering both various spiritual traditions and philosophical, psychological viewpoints about this stuff. And further, so I'm gonna do a couple things. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm gonna finish this little introduction soon with talking about the 5 major benefits of energy clearing, energy grounding. But first, I have to say, I then, after the document was put together, I asked AI about my energy reboots. I'm like, all right, I know a lot more about energy now and energy clearing than I did before. And before I knew anything really about energy or energy clearing, I came up with these things called energy reboots. And so I'm really curious, how accurate was I, or how aligned was I to energy clearing, energy grounding? How aligned was energy reboot 1, energy reboot 2, energy reboot 3 was a little weird, but energy reboot 4. So I asked AI about these, and I'm grateful to say that, according to the document anyway, energy reboot 1 was quite good, because it had gratitude, it had trust, it had deep breaths, right? And so those are all elements of energy clearing, energy grounding. Good. Energy reboot 2, gratefully, was even better, because it had not only the hands of the heart, but also had hands of dantian, so connected to Taoist practice of, strengthening your dantian. Your dantian is your energetic point that is a couple inch or two or whatever below the navel. It's like the core of your body. It's like the center of your body, you might think of it as, and it's your gut. You might say the gut power, and energetic. Yeah, probably inaccurate here. Someone correct me below, because I still haven't looked into Taoism yet, even though I have an entire podcast called Business Tao with George Kao. I just like using terms. It's like vibe using terms. These days, the word vibe is very popular. Vibe coding, vibe marketing, and I've been using vibe definitions for all my life. Right? It's like approximately right, directionally correct. Right? Some people like to say these days. So anyway, so Energy Reboot 2 was even more aligned with energy clearing, grounding. Yay! And then Energy Reboot 4. How does it fare? Well, according to my chats with AI, Energy Reboot 4 perhaps is even better than 1 and 2 for energy clearing, grounding, because Energy Reboot 4 includes the physical element of kind of like movement, also helps to clear energy and ground yourself. So anyway, I'm just offering my energy reboots to you, 1, 2, and 4, particularly, as potential exercises to consider. Take the favorite parts of it that you like, and create your own energy clearing, grounding practice that you do on a regular basis. Real quick, it wouldn't do it justice if I didn't mention that the most popular energy clearing practices are smudging, sound healing, and visualizing light. Okay, so just briefly on these things. Smudging is using sage or Palo Santo herbs. These are sacred herbs, but they're widely available at your local New Age store or Whole Foods. Okay, these are plants that have been dried, wood or leaves that have been dried, and then they're usually stitched together in a bundle, and then you burn them. And then you've seen this, right? Saging, right? You sage the room when you move into a new room or whatever, or a hotel room, where you sage the room to rid it of negative energies. And for millennia, indigenous cultures have been doing this, because it apparently has the physical. It's not just the physical smoke of those particular plants, but the intention that goes in with that. The combination of that clears energy. I didn't even define energy yet, right? Let me first define energy. Someone please define energy below. But I'm going to briefly define it from what I understand from this basic research in the last couple of weeks. So energy is not, I always thought energy was just emotions. Oh, you got good energy, you're happy emotions, right? Bad energies, bad emotions. It's not only that. That's only one element of energy. Okay. More accurately, energy, when people say energy in terms of energy clearing, energy grounding, is the subtle body. Now, what the heck is a subtle body, right? The subtle body is a part of your body. Now, you may not believe it, but it is sort of like esoteric knowledge, esoteric spiritual knowledge that the human body isn't just a physical body, right? We have the mental body, we have the emotional body, we have the subtle body. The subtle body is your aura, again, believe it or not, right? Your aura is if you had spiritual eyes, and once you get out of your spiritual body, whether through out of body experiences or physical death, you will see that human beings are walking around with not just their physical body, but their subtle body is outside and follows them everywhere. And again, I'm probably bastardizing this stuff. I'm vibe defining right now. So please comment below with more accurate information. So anyway, subtle body is your energetic body. It's and so what is that? Why does that matter? Because your subtle body is another layer of defense and integrity, like your physical body is. Obviously, your physical body is hurt. It has a hole, literally. You bleed, you get sick, infection, all that stuff. Same thing with your subtle body. If it has holes, if it is not holy, you want a holy subtle body, but not holy in terms of having lots of poke holes in it, because your energy defenses are weak. You don't have much energetic sovereignty. You don't have control over your energetic body. It is weak. It is weak. I'll just say that. Then what happens is other people's energies, particularly negative energies or attachments, can influence your energetic body, which influences, therefore, right? It's a layer of defense. It influences, therefore, your mental body, emotional body, and your physical body as well. So energy is sort of like, you could say, our first layer of defense. Now, you could say with esoteric spirituality, there's even more bodies, causal body, all that stuff. But I'm going to keep it simple and vibe the idea right now. So basically, your energetic body is an important layer of sovereignty and integrity that you have. This is why it's important to continually clear the negative energies away. It's like taking a shower. Just like with physical body, you take a shower, or with your mental, emotional body, you might dance and listen to music or whatever to try to clear the mind, or watch a funny YouTube video to clear your emotions. You've been doing that already, but you've been doing that, showering, clearing emotions and thoughts. You know how to do that stuff. Now, energetic clearing is clearing of that subtle body around you, so that you have an additional layer of protection, integrity, and benefit and vibrancy, which affects your physical, mental, and emotional bodies as well. Okay. So I've talked about energy, and so now let me just finish up by giving you the 5 main benefits real quick. I'll make this quick. Okay. 5 main benefits of doing energy clearing grounding. 1, mental clarity and creativity. It's like when your energy is clear, when it's grounded, when it's vibrant, it affects your mind. Your mind is also clearer, grounded, calm, not chaotic, and therefore a clearer channel for creativity. Okay, so wonderful, great for our joyful productivity. Secondly, emotional positivity and resilience. When your energy is clear, okay, grounded, you have more emotional strength. You have more emotional resource to be joyful, to be loving, wonderful things, right? To be patient, and also more resilient against other people's negativity, and not just other people, but sort of like the societal negativity vibe, egregores, right? Like collective thought forms are weighing heavily on us, especially these days. And so the emotional resilience and strength with a clear energetic body allows us to let go of negative emotions much more quickly and easily, therefore affecting our behaviors, which has a positive loop. If we have better behaviors, we affect our mind and emotions, which better, so all that stuff. So energetic clearing helps with that. Third, physical calm and well-being. So when you have good energy, clear energy, grounded energy, you physically feel more well. You physically feel more well. Not that you'll never get sick, but it definitely has some subtle contribution to a better immune system and calmness, okay, and less stress. So that's great. Wonderful. Number four, energetic sovereignty and integrity. So I've already talked about this: protection against negative thought forms and egregores, collective vibes. You have more. It's like you're wearing clothes, right? You're wearing clothes against the elements, but you're wearing energetic clothes. When your energy is when you practice energy clearing and groundedness, you have energetic clothes, energetic armor on, right? And then number five is you are more connected to your divine guidance. Amazing. When you are energetically clear and grounded, you're more likely to receive divine guidance. You can hear, or sense the divine guidance more. You're more connected. And so wonderful reasons: mental clarity and creativity, physical, emotional positivity and resilience, physical well-being and calmness, energetic sovereignty, and divine connection. So those are some pretty good reasons to practice energy clearing and grounding. So now it's your turn. I welcome you to comment below what practice is your favorite for energy clearing and grounding. Everybody has their own, right? I came up with my own before I even knew this stuff because it just made me feel good. You may have your own. Personally, I'm not a big fan of smudging because I don't like to breathe in particulate matter, and that's not great for the lungs. You have to be well ventilated. So, for example, or sound healing. I don't have sound bowls. That's one of the things we didn't bring. My wife still slightly regrets it to this day. We didn't bring her sound bowl with us when we moved to Mexico. We could probably buy one here. I'm sure, we could buy one here. There's the little trade fairs here. But it's like it requires something, right? Like I personally most prefer the practices where I don't need anything else except for myself. And so that's why I do my energy reboots. But some people really, really benefit from smudging, sound vibrations, which can be YouTube channels. Certain YouTube channels have binaural beats and Tibetan sound healing, Tibetan sound baths, things like that. Oh, I didn't mention visualizing white light, visualizing white, gold, or violet light. White light is the most common, great for beginners, more easy to imagine because, so white light, imagining that coming from the heavens into your body, clearing out any negative energy, stagnant energy from every cell in your body, and then going all the way down to the earth is a common practice as well. But there are many, many. And so comment below. We would love, some of you have way more experience with this stuff than me. So please comment below on what you understand about this stuff and what you do to clear and ground yourself. And, if you teach this stuff, please share with us what you teach as well. So thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing your comments.